Hey there, we hope this finds you doing well. This video is going out to people that are looking into starting a house group, finding ways to invite people into a home and worship together. So just a reminder, the reason why we are looking at house groups is to draw people from isolation to discipling community. And isolation is something that a lot of people have been experiencing because of the global pandemic with the coronavirus, and not being ready to come back to in-person worship is, of course, a part of that. But also, there are a lot of people that worship here in this building when we have normal worship services that are still in isolation and needing community and discipleship happening together. And so our main strategies for that right now, there's really just a couple of pieces, and people that are hosting house groups are arranging those pieces in whatever order and having them look like whatever fits for their group. And that's worshiping together, and discussion and discipleship, and hospitality. And we'll be adding mission as these groups go forward. Now, worshiping together, we have our online worship services, which you can gather around one of those worship times. And there are several options, and you can decide which works better for you and your group. And then there's discussion questions, and that is probably where the meat of the thing happens. And on the app, on the LaCroix app, there is, under weekend, there's discussion questions that are based off of the message. But we've also had some really amazing conversations that have happened in house groups that aren't guided through like a discussion question kind of thing. They ask questions mainly starting off with like, how are you doing? How are things in your heart? Where have you seen God at work lately? And was there anything about the sermon or worship service that stuck out to you? And those seem to be some really rich conversations. So I would encourage you to consider right now what might work best for your group. And then hospitality. Mainly, we're talking about food, that people would gather around food together. Now, we're letting house groups know that can be as simple or as big as the people that are making it happen want it to be. It can be chips and salsa. It can be a whole meal. Something that I would suggest is that it's an expectation that people participate in that. Maybe not the first week, but that would definitely grow, that people would learn to participate in what's going on, that they would bring something physically. Maybe it's you rotate weeks. I'm not sure. Whatever works for you and your group, but that they aren't just consumers, that they are helping make things happen. And then there is the issue of rhythm, that people would know when they need rest. What we've been suggesting right now for house groups is that they meet every other week. Meet for a week, take a week off. Meet for a week, take a week off. And maybe there's a different rhythm that will work well for you, but that's what we're suggesting, so that people don't burn out and they don't feel undue pressure on them, especially as these groups are just getting started. As your groups develop, there are other roles that people can fill to take all the pressure off of just a couple of people, and we're looking into that, and you'll find some information about that attached to this. And then lastly, we're going to be adding a component of mission, where that's participating in the work of Jesus in the world, and groups can do that together in some way, maybe once a month, finding a way to do that. Now, we're not starting groups there right now because they need to just get to know each other. But right now, the best place to start, if you're ready to start a house group, is 1, to let us know for sure. 2, to pick a time and a place, probably around one of the worship services, and then think about what might flow better. Eat before, watch the worship service, have discussion. Watch the worship service and have discussion while you eat. Whatever pieces work for you, in whatever order. And then lastly is to invite people that may be are a part of our church and need a place to worship. Maybe they're not a part of our church. And then if you have space, if you have a place and willingness and you don't have it full of people, please let us know that too. We would love to connect people to you, maybe in your area, who want to attend a house group. And we have really been sensing and seeing God's Spirit moving in these and through these. So as you can consider this and move towards making this happen, we just want you to know that you are in our prayers and that our heart is with you and that we want to support you in it. So any questions, any challenges, we want to hear that, because we're going to be getting leaders together on a regular basis to help support and disciple one another. So we love you. We'll talk to you soon.